So another nice thing about having that drone this morning, I was able to just come outside and send the drone up in the air and fly over to the cows over there and check on them. Even though we haven't started officially calving yet, I wanted to keep an eye on them somewhat more than what I have been, just because we're getting pretty close to their due dates. We're not really much more than a week, and I wouldn't be surprised if we have our first calf. Then, especially from yesterday when we were bringing the cows up, I got to look at a lot of their backsides, and there's quite a few of them that were showing. So today I'm gonna try to get these bulls moved out of the Quonset and move them down here to the slough pasture. So they were out there on the Idaho side where the cows are at now. So we moved them from there to the Quonset. Now we're gonna move them down my lane here, then over into the slough pasture here. And I was also able to use this drone to check the water. We figured the slough was pretty frozen, and so it made it pretty easy finding the few open spots of water that there were. And I only found 2. So we'll have to work on them a little bit to open them up some more and give these bulls a place to drink. But first off, I'm gonna go over here and get that Deutz Alice tractor going. Hopefully it starts up all right, and I'm gonna push some more snow. I'm trying to get a path going down to the slough pasture so the bulls go down there a little bit easier. My plan is just to grab a silage bale and stick it on the back of that tractor, that Deutz Alice that we just put that bale and roller on. And hopefully they're hungry enough, they'll just follow me right down the lane here and right into that pasture. I'm hoping they don't fight a whole lot, and hopefully that hunger keeps them from fighting a bit. If I need to go push a little bit more snow, I need to clear out a couple of silage bags so I can get into them from the end. And while I'm out there, I'm gonna push some snow around our tarp tay, just so we can get ready to start using that up. So here's that load of hay that we brought up from Randall's last night. And we got the load ready to feed today. So while that tractor's warming up for a minute, I'm gonna do an actual walk around out here by the cows and take an actual look at them. It's probably been a little while since they've had anybody walk through them. We've just been going out there with the tractor and feeding them, and been on side by side, so it'll be good to have them start getting used to us walking through them again. Coos. Hey, coos. Hey, coos. Hey, coos. Hey, coos. Hey, coos. So once we get somewhat of a feed ground established over there, over the next couple days, I'm sure we'll move over this way, just feed through here, around these sheds and stuff, and just try to get all this snow packed down so it's easier to walk around out here. It'll be a lot easier getting the side-by-side around out here too, without getting stuck all the time. The cows think I'm coming out here to feed them, so they're getting kind of excited. Hey, coos. Hey, coos. Hey, coos. Hey, coos. We're planning on putting up some panels in front of these sheds. So we got this one here and that larger one out there. So we're gonna set up some panels and not allow the cows to access them. I'm gonna use them for maybe like a holding pen if we have a cow that we need to separate. And then we'll probably separate that bigger shed out there into a section that just the calves can go into. That way the calves will have a nice shed to go into. The cows can't go in and eat all the straw and make a mess of things. And also with me going out there to push some snow to put the bulls in that slough pasture, I'm gonna open things up so we can drag those couple calf sheds out from over there. If you guys watched the channel last year, you saw me use those calf sheds all the time, so we'll drag them over here and try to get that cow brush over here also. But for now, everything's looking pretty good. We'll not take another good look at them when we feed tonight. So I got this all pushed out, so it shouldn't be too hard for us to come out here and grab these shelters here in the next couple days once we get a feed ground made out there on the Idaho side. My brush here is pretty frozen to the ground, so I might have to do a little bit of hand work there to get that unstuck. So the last thing I need to do down here is just make a trail for the bulls to get out to that little bit of open water in the slough. I'll do that, and we'll be about ready to try to get them down here. So this is that little spot we saw with the drone. So I'll probably have to do a little bit of shovel work here just to clean the rest of this off and chip that back a little ways, but we should be able to get them to come in here and drink fairly easy. We're pretty much ready to go grab a bale of hay and try to get them down here. Bulls! Come bulls! Well, I got these 4 bulls in here. I shut the camera off and it kind of turned into a mess. I got halfway down my driveway and all the bulls turned back around. So I had to run around them and get in front of them and turn them back. And Orson, that big Hereford bull of ours, he's pretty much just a pet. He's old now and he doesn't really do much, but he's kind of a ranch pet. And he didn't want to come because he didn't want to fight with these other bulls. So he stayed back there. And now he's roaming up and down my driveway. So I'm gonna try to go open that gate and at least get him into here. Then we can put them together once they get settled. Orson, get up in there. Hey, hey, come on. Orson. Well, I guess Orson's gonna stay up in the corral. I can't get him to turn around and go up this lane. So I got him back in the corral at least. So that's pretty good for now. Before too long, they'll have a trail beat right down into there. And bulls seem pretty content over there eating that silage. So I'm sure soon enough they'll be over here grabbing a drink of water. I know I don't need to feed them bulls silage, but I just figured that would be the easiest hay to get them to follow me, just because it smells so good that I figured they'd want to follow me with a silage bale more than if I was just packing a dry bale. So that's why I fed them silage today. So last thing I'm gonna do today is go out there and finish pushing the snow by our tarp hay, just get that cleaned up, and so we're ready to start feeding out of that, and we'll go out and feed this afternoon. So I think I showed you guys enough snow plowing for this video, so I spared you video on this part here. I opened up this area here just so it's nice and easy to get to this stacked hay. It's got the tarps on them here. I even went down the sides of them just to make it easier on myself, so I can come through and start undoing these ropes. Then that way I'm not having to wade through all this knee, thigh deep snow here. It'll just make it easier on myself. And when we start feeding this hay, what I think I'll do, I'll just take each of these tarps and peel them back maybe a third at a time. So this one here, I'd undo the ropes till about the blue line there. I'm gonna have to shovel off all this snow, just fold it back so I don't expose the whole stack. Then I'll just work our way back as we need it. And same with this other tarp, we'll just fold it back about a third or halfway with this one and do the same thing. That way we're not exposing the whole hay stack all at once. So all the stars aligned today. I'm finally getting back out there to look for them cows again. I'm having to borrow a sled again, but my stepdad Don and I are gonna run up there and to see if we can't find something. I got the drone today, so that's gonna help us a lot trying to cover some ground and get into some hard to look places. It's a little bit colder than what I was hoping to go and do this, but it's warm enough. I think the drone will fly okay. It was still about 10 below this morning, and my wife's car said it's about 2 degrees right now, so it's still not very warm. I'm hoping though, as we get up and out of the valley here and gain some elevation, we get out of this cold though, because the cold air just settles down in the bottom of the valleys, and I'm hoping, like I said, once we get up on these hills, that we get out of this cold a little bit. Wish us luck.
You want to just lead the way?
Sure.
Are you just going to go up and go up through the gate and just keep going up to that flat spot up there?
I want to go all the way to the back, like that back corner.
Okay. So, I mean, go through the gate and just keep going up where that trail road like is, kind of,
like
right?
the normal trail, like to get up.
Yeah, because when we went up there, we went out further than that, and we got up on that flat spot where like all the sagebrush and stuff is, and there's been a lot of elk right there bedding down and stuff. So, anyway, okay, I'll just follow you.
Okay. right here on this tallest part here. Well, we didn't have any luck finding them cows. And when we were up there looking, I pretty much stayed on the south side of our range up there. Because on the north side is a very popular snowmobile destination. So there's a lot of snowmobilers in and out of there all winter. So I think if they were on the north side of our range, I think they would have been spotted or seen by now. But on the south side, you get into a lot more like drainages and real thick, heavy timber, a lot of ravines and stuff like that. So I just kind of figured if they're anywhere, they would be on more of the south side of our range. And we combed it pretty well with that drone. I mean, I know, of course, we didn't go over everything and didn't look at every spot, but I feel like we did a pretty good look around and didn't see nothing. Especially now, you know, it's probably been at least a week or so since we've gotten any snow. So if them cows were holed up in any spot, I feel like they'd have it pretty well packed down and pretty well established trails and whatnot that you could see pretty easily. Because just flying around up there is pretty easy to spot the snowmobile tracks and even them snow bike tracks from the drone, and so I expected to see the same thing if the cows were holed up somewhere, and I didn't really see any signs of anything. So I don't know what to think. It's not impossible that they're still up there, but the more and more that we've looked, I really don't think they're up there anymore. And so I don't know if they died through the summer or what happened to them, but it seems like a lot to just up and die, or even if it was a predator problem, that seems like quite a few to die because of predators. So like I said, I just don't know what to think about the whole situation here. Because it's not late enough in the winter that they would have starved to death by now. Because honestly, we didn't really get much snow until the middle of December, and we're barely getting into February now. So even if they'd eaten nothing from middle of December to now, I still don't think they would have starved to death. So I can think of a couple more places I might try to take this drone up and look around, but at this point, my hopes are pretty slim. But we'll just keep chugging along with what we got going on here, and who knows, maybe they'll show up at some point. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Have a good day.